All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to uncover the invisible war that's literally happening inside corporate networks as we speak. Welcome, everyone. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a high-stakes, real-world battle that plays out every single day in server rooms and security operation centers all around the globe. This isn't science fiction, folks. This is the daily reality of enterprise cybersecurity. Now, you've probably seen the movies, right? The hacker furiously typing on a glowing green terminal, alarms blaring in the background. Yeah, forget all that. Real corporate cyber defense is basically a war without smoke. It's completely silent. There are no explosions, just this incredibly intense, high-stakes battle between two very specific groups of professionals who operate almost entirely in the shadows. So let's meet player number one on this battlefield, the Red Team. Now, a lot of folks think they just do your standard penetration testing, but man, as our sources reveal, they are so much more than that. Think of them as a totally legal hacker squad. Their ultimate goal? To simulate actual, highly sophisticated attackers and successfully infiltrate the enterprise. They aren't just looking for a simple software bug. They are actively hunting for the absolute weakest link in the entire corporate chain, and they use every single tool a real malicious hacker would use to get in. And on the flip side of that coin, we've got the Blue Team. These are the 24/7 defenders of the enterprise. And their job is absolutely not just standing at a gate blocking hackers. It's way, way more complicated than that. See, every single day, a modern enterprise generates millions, sometimes billions, of completely normal-looking event logs. The Blue Team's mission is to find the actual malicious attack hidden deep inside that massive digital haystack. And the truly terrifying part of this dynamic? A lot of the time, the Blue Team has absolutely no idea the Red Team has already made it inside. All right, let's move into Section 1, Anatomy of a Heist. So how does an actual digital heist go down? Well, an infiltration almost never starts with some crazy, complex firewall breach. Nope. Step 1 is usually initial entry through something as insanely simple as a phishing email. You know, a totally normal-looking message asking an employee to, say, update their VPN password. The second that employee clicks, boom, the attacker is in. Then comes step 2, establishing persistence. The Red Team sets up what's called a command and control, or C2, beacon. This creates a reverse connection, meaning the infected machine silently talks back to the attacker's servers. And then step 3, they start dumping credentials to escalate their privileges. And honestly, the true timeline here might actually shock you. A real Red Team exercise doesn't just wrap up in an afternoon. These attackers often lurk in the network for weeks, sometimes even months. They're operating quietly in the background while the Blue Team goes about their day, totally unaware they've got company. Which brings us to Section 2, Fatal Lateral Movement. Look, the initial breach is obviously bad, but it's the lateral movement that truly brings down a company. A single compromised computer is literally never the end goal. Attackers leverage super sophisticated techniques with names like pass the hash and Kerber roasting to scan the internal Active Directory. They jump from machine to machine, hunting specifically for domain admin accounts. Why? Because they want to steal the master keys to the entire enterprise. Once they have those keys, game over. They control the whole building, not just the front door. Take a look at the absolute arsenal required for that kind of total enterprise control. We're talking way beyond just network tricks. They rely heavily on intense social engineering, phishing, taking full control of Active Directory, and ultimately exfiltrating your most sensitive data. Every single tool in their kit is designed to do one thing: turn one single compromised employee into a complete corporate takeover. Okay, moving on to Section 3, Blue Team, Finding the Needle. Now, let's flip the perspective to the frantic, high-pressure response of the defenders. Picture this. It's 3 a.m., there's a weird VPN login combined with some sketchy data movement. The Blue Team springs into action and triggers a massive, rapid-fire forensic investigation. But notice the very first step here, and this is absolutely crucial: preserve evidence. You do not just shut down the infected machine. No way. If you do that, critical traces of the attack sitting in the computer's memory might just disappear forever. Instead, they perform timeline analysis, restore process trees, analyze network flows, hunt for indicators of compromise, and run memory forensics. They're desperately trying to answer one critical question: exactly how far did this attacker actually get? This leads us right into Section 4, the cruel asymmetrical reality. You want to know the real horror of corporate cybersecurity? It actually isn't the complex hacker technology at all. It's this cruel asymmetrical math. Think about it.
The red team has literally all the time in the world, and they only need to succeed once. They just need one employee to click one bad link before they've had their morning coffee. But the blue team, they have to be absolutely perfect, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, defending against every possible vector.
And maintaining that flawless 24/7 defense, it is getting exponentially harder because the enterprise attack surface has completely exploded. It's totally out of control compared to just a decade ago. We aren't just guarding a single server room anymore. Now we have cloud environments, SaaS applications, complex Kubernetes clusters, APIs, connected IoT devices, and thousands of remote workers bringing their own devices. Every single remote worker's laptop is a brand new door that the blue team has to relentlessly guard. Finally, let's look at Section 5, Future War in the AI Era. So where is the silent war heading next? Well, we were firmly entering an era of AI versus AI. Both sides are completely automating their arsenals. Attackers are starting to use artificial intelligence for highly convincing personalized phishing campaigns, generating mutant malware that constantly adapts and even executing automated lateral movement. To even survive, the defense has to respond in kind, right? We're talking AI-powered security operations centers, advanced user and entity behavior analytics, and automated threat hunting. It is quite literally a battle of algorithms operating at lightning speed. What's super fascinating about all this is how it changes the entire philosophy of defense. The top blue teams out there, they know this isn't just a simple keyboard duel anymore. It's an all-out war of endurance, intelligence, and frankly, psychological resilience. The goal isn't to build an impenetrable wall. Actually, scratch that. Building a perfect wall is widely accepted as impossible today. Instead, elite defense means that even when a breach inevitably happens, you have the systems in place to discover it almost instantly, isolate the threat, and rapidly recover before any real damage is done. The security world is no longer just about firewalls and antivirus software. It is a relentless, constantly evolving clash. So I want to leave you with this chilling thought to consider about this invisible war happening right under our noses. The next time a sophisticated attack hits your organization's network, who will succeed first? Will your blue team discover it in time, or will the hacker complete their mission? Think about that as you navigate your own digital spaces today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer to dissect this incredible topic.